So I owe you guys an apology. A couple weeks ago, I filmed a video talking about how the size of a raised bed doesn't really matter. And in that video, I kind of missed some very important points. And some of you pointed out that it seemed rushed or that it seemed like I didn't have all my thoughts together. And without going back to that time, that might have been true, but in all honesty, it was probably incredibly hot and I was probably just a little bit fatigued from the heat. So forgive me. And I'm gonna film this video again because I think what I was trying to talk about was super important, and it might have gotten missed in the fact that it might have been a little bit rushed in hindsight. And so what I was talking about in that video was that you could take a really big raised bed and actually end up growing less food than a smaller raised bed. And here's how. So here's how a larger raised bed can actually end up growing less than a smaller raised bed. And what I failed to mention in that video is that it really comes down to how you orient your plants, how you plant out a bed. Because a lot of times gardeners feel like a bigger bed is going to grow more. And so because a bigger bed can grow, in theory, grow more, they'll plant a lot of larger plants in it. Plants like a tomato plant or cucumber plants, squash plants, zucchini plants. And they plant it in the raised bed, not really thinking about how big it's going to get in the long run. And they plant it, let's say they plant a zucchini plant right in the very center of this raised bed. Well, yes, this raised bed is 4 feet by 4 feet. It's about 16 square feet. This is a beautiful raised bed that can grow a ton of food. In 16 square feet, you should be able to grow tons of food. But when you plant a zucchini plant right in the center, that zucchini plant, it's going to have leaves by the end of the season coming out to about here, right? Imagine this being our imaginary box where there's zucchini leaves. There's not really anything else that can grow there because it's going to get smothered. It'll get shaded, it'll get outcompeted and overcrowded, and they'll suffer. So you will have taken 16 square feet and basically relegated the 8 inches surrounding the border of your raised bed to potentially growing something. And that's if you think about that. That's if you have a crop that can coexist there. A lot of gardeners will simply plant out a plant, seeing how much space it needs, and forget that this whole bed is fair game to where you can plant it. And so by using a method that we've talked about, there's been tons of books. Mel Bartholomew wrote a phenomenal book about square foot gardening. And it really talks about planting plants in an effective way that allows you to plant your bed out so that you're still growing that zucchini plant, but you're putting it in a different location to where you can actually utilize other parts of your raised bed at full maturity. Nothing else is going to get smothered. And here's how I would do that. So this square is based on if we put a zucchini plant right here in the very center. Look how much space, look how much soil gets lost. See, the thing is, the soil is the thing growing the plants. That's what I tried to talk about. I might have missed that point as well, is that the soil is the thing growing the plants. The soil is what holds the nutrients, what holds the water. It's what holds the roots. And a lot of times, the foliage will far exceed where the roots are. So the foliage is, all out here shadowing everything out, but the roots might be here, right? The roots might be here. They might only need this much root space to grow. Well, you've wasted so much. Why not take that same zucchini plant and plant it right here so that then you have your box over here where the foliage is going to grow out here, right? You still have the same space, but now rather than having foliage blocking 80% of your raised bed, you're only blocking maybe 25% of your raised bed for that single zucchini plant, and the rest is overhanging. That's what I was really trying to drive home in the last video. So by utilizing your walkways, by utilizing the airspace around your garden, can actually allow you to grow far more food than just treating your garden like the only square footage you have. And I think that is something that's fairly obvious to a lot of gardeners, but to a lot of beginning gardeners, it's not. And it wasn't to me when I first started gardening. And again, that's why I like to film these videos and talk about them. And we're going to continue to talk about this throughout this video because there's a lot of concepts that surround just kind of being wiser with what you're planting where, because it allows you to maximize space. And that's, I think, the most important and probably the most overlooked thing about growing more food is that it's not as much about the size of the raised bed, it's how you lay it out. You know, you can get, for a lack of a better example, you can get a lot of things crammed into a tiny home. 140 square feet or so. Tiny home living, it seems kind of fun for short term, but it wouldn't be my thing, right? But there's a lot of people that choose a tiny home life. And what I find so astounding is how efficient and compartmentalized their home is. They can fit as many things in 140 square feet as some people do in a 600 or 700 square foot home. And it's just because it all has to do with how much you're willing to be efficient, how much you're willing to compartmentalize, and how important that other bed space is for you. Because yeah, you could totally throw a zucchini plant right in the center. And if that's all you want to grow is one zucchini plant, then by all means, be my guest. It's not my garden, that's totally fine. But I know if you're a lot like me, you want to grow more food. You want to grow more food in less space, and you want to be as efficient as possible so that you can maximize your garden's output for the season. And so many gardeners just simply don't plant the right way, and it causes them to really sacrifice a lot of yields in the long run because their bed space is just being taken up by inefficiencies. Utilize your walkways. Cucumbers, they can go up on a trellis or they can just go on the ground. You don't need to have a cucumber growing in the soil here. That doesn't do anything for a cucumber. If you have a zucchini, a bush squash, heck, even tomatoes. Take your tomatoes, plant them like we are, right? So we're planting in what I call the 5-eyed dice layout here. So in a square bed, this allows you to have the square footage needed for a tomato here, the square footage needed for a tomato here, and because they're off-center, because they're offset, you've essentially got a room for that extra tomato because we're planting the corners. We're planting the corners of the raised bed where we have the center open, giving us tons of free space. And then we're actually going to end up planting out some other things around those areas to give us even further efficiency using kind of that square foot gardening method. We're actually going to plant some basil in the corners here. We have a pepper plant here. We're going to maybe plant some thyme to cascade down where we're not crowding the bed. We're utilizing the airspace. The soil, it only needs this much soil. The thyme plant, the basil only needs this much soil, but we're utilizing other parts of the raised bed that give us that efficiency where it would otherwise just be super crowded if we planted it out in a very hasteful way. And here's this point that I'm gonna break down even a little bit further using zucchini as an example. This 16 square foot raised bed here, if we were to take zucchini, and even if we were to plant 2 zucchinis in this raised bed, that might be just about all we could fit. You might be able to get 3 if you really kind of knew how to space them out properly and you thought about that beforehand. You might be able to get 3 zucchinis in this raised bed. They get really big. I mean, they're getting huge. So you could get 2 for sure, and you might be able to get a third that kind of gets crowded and smushed, but you're probably not going to get more than that in this raised bed. But compare that to a skinnier raised bed that's a little bit longer. Now check this out. This bed, we do have some volunteer lettuce in here that's doing great, by the way. It looks beautiful. But let's say we were to take those same zucchini plants, and in that 16 square feet, we were really struggling to get more than 2 really healthy zucchini plants out of that space. Compared to this bed here that is, we're both in agreement, right? You and me, we're both in agreement that this is substantially skinnier. And it's only about a foot longer. This is about 3 by 5. So this is 15 square feet. That other bed was 16 square feet. It's 1 square foot smaller. But in this raised bed, we can easily grow 3 zucchini. How is that? Because the zucchini doesn't need a ton of soil. It just needs a lot of airspace. So what we can do is we can put a zucchini plant right here. It's going to take up this area. We have another zucchini plant right here. It's going to take up this area. And then we have a third zucchini plant overhanging, taking up this area. And in doing that, we can guaranteed have 3 healthy zucchinis rather than 2 healthy and 1 questionable, and we can save, we want to grow 3 zucchinis. We're guaranteed to get 3 zucchinis here. We might get 3 zucchinis over there, but in that bed, you can grow other plants that might not be able to overhang. They might actually need a little bit more space. They might not have the ability to take up the edges and to be planted like you can plant a zucchini, like you can plant a tomato, like you can plant a cucumber. You might need to plant something like a carrot. So when it comes to crops like carrots or lettuce, onions, they are confined by their square footage. And I think this is the really big point that I kind of missed in that last episode. And I appreciate your constructive feedback on that, because it kind of helped me to kind of soul search and say, why did that video, why did it miss the target? Why did it miss the mark? And I think what I really failed to kind of drive home is the fact that you have crops that are confined by their square footage, and then you have crops that are not. And what I mean by confined by their square footage is, can the crop leave where it is planted to become more efficient if it was planted elsewhere? Carrots, because they're growing in the ground, they don't really trail, they don't really trellis, they're confined by their square footage. I can fit 8 to 12 carrots per square foot. If I take 8 to 12 carrots per square foot and I put them in a bed of a certain size, I know how many carrots I can grow. That means a larger raised bed mathematically will grow more carrots than a smaller raised bed. So if I take a bulky crop that is not confined to its square footage, something like a cucumber that can just grow along the ground, you could plant it in a small area of your garden, plant it in a corner of your bed, let it trellis, let it trail, let it go somewhere else, not using the square footage of your raised bed. That can allow you to save larger beds for plants that are confined by their square footage, and saving smaller raised beds for plants that are not as confined. And that was the really big takeaway. Now, obviously there is a limit. I'm not saying cram your zucchini plants in a 2-gallon pot. That's not practical. You need to still make sure that they have enough soil to sustain the plant, to make sure that it's not stressed, to make sure that it is going to thrive. But you will never see me planting zucchini in a bed like this, because the layout just simply does not make sense. There's really not a good way to grow an efficient amount of zucchinis in this bed, because I would rather save it for a smaller raised bed that has the right amount of soil to grow, but I can utilize some of the walkway space so that I can save the actual square footage, the soil square footage, for plants that need the soil square footage. Onions, carrots, celery, leafy greens, even bush beans to a certain extent, some herbs, right? Your basil, your thyme, sage, oregano, like a lot of those are kind of confined to where you put them. Some can trail a little bit, but you know, you need the soil square footage for a lot of those. Turnips, parsnips, there's so many crops, like even lettuce, right? Lettuce, there's also leafy green, but you get what I'm saying. It's far better to save more space for those crops, because you're going to be able to mathematically grow more of them in a larger raised bed. And so I hope this makes sense. I hope that this was not confusing, and I really do hope that you all enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. And what would be really meaningful to me is if you let me know in the comments box down below if this made sense to you. Did this make more sense than the previous video? Let me know. So as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow bigger, and we'll catch you guys later. See ya. Bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider clicking this one. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I want to thank you for your viewership, because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free, and we upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We also have vegetable seeds, fertilizer, or tools. If you need any of those, consider visiting MIgardener.com. Links will be in the description box below. We've got you covered. And as always, we'll see you all in the garden. Take care.